Let's talk some movie news, some TV news. Let's start off with one of the biggest ones right now that I just saw, and that is that Vince Gilligan and Rhea Seehorn have a new series coming to Apple TV, which is a sci-fi series, which he says he wrote for her, and it really swings for the fences. So the pair are reuniting after Better Call Saul, which I still think is the best TV show of all time. So Rhea shared some details saying that Vince has a pretty twisted sense of humor, and she also went on to say, doing this new show with him, it's so much fun. The more he and I develop a shorthand of that collaboration and understanding. I can't say enough lovely things about him. And also Gilligan said, she's such a pleasure to work with. I wrote a show for her. I created this new show for her. I'm excited for audience to see Rhea play a very different character than the character she played on Better Call Saul. She's a bit of a damaged hero, but she's a hero nonetheless. And it's just a pleasure to work with her because she's just the best. And she's so sweet and kind and talented. I can't say enough good about her. Now, Seehorn also said that he can't even tell you the title just yet, but it is sci-fi, but in a more psychological kind of sci-fi way. She says, I can't wait for it to come out though. Some of the stuff that audience have loved about his writing, where it's really rich characters, but also him playing with the idea of tropes and genres and tones and switching, like injected humor in a very dark moment. In this new show, he pushes that to a limit that was both very thought-provoking and upsetting sometimes, and other times so funny. It really swings for the fences. I had so much fun. So I'm very excited about this as well to see what this is going to be like, right? This is a whole different take from Better Call Saul, from Breaking Bad, leaning into sci-fi, something that I'm very excited to see what this is going to be about. So it says here on Deadline that a fun, mild sci-fi series told through the point of view of Seehorn's character. The show is said to be set in our world while putting a tweak on it, bending reality and focusing on people and exploring the human condition in an unexpected, surprising way. It has been compared to classic movies such as E.T. I'll be waiting. We have this news right here that Alien Romulus sequel could be shooting this year, according to director Fede Alvarez. This comes from Collider right here, and apparently we are going to be seeing this foundation start to be put in place. So Alvarez said, for the last couple of months, I've been trying not to think about anything, just enjoying the fact that the movie did well. Now we've got some love in this award season, so I've been trying to think about that. But obviously with the studio, we love the idea of making a sequel for this. So most likely we have a path, an idea that I'm really excited about for the continuation to really push the saga. And we also see this being told as well in a recent conversation saying, I think that this movie, we kind of check the boxes of all things that I want to see. And that's my bet that if I want to see it as a fan, some of you will agree with me and want to see the same thing that I want to see. So this was done because there were many things I wanted to bring back and wanted to see again. For a sequel now, I think there's a vast horizon in front of us for where we can go because Alien is so many things. Alien is Alien, it's Prometheus and everything in between. It's such a big universe. I think now I would love to go, and the plan is to go in truly uncharted waters for the franchise. So that is music to my ears. I want to see something completely different. That's something that I think a lot of people were mad about, the original Alien Romulus. I'm saying original Alien Romulus like it came out decades ago, but in Alien Romulus, that was a big critique a lot of people had, is that it just felt too safe. So I always said I think it needs to play it safe. I think it needs to do what it's done before and really get people invested that were happy with the previous Alien. You can't alienate people that love the original Alien. You got to do something for them. Now you've done it. All right, let's alienate them and do something very good. Get them in the palm of your hands. Once you have them there, show them something they've never seen before. But it's always about getting the audience in first. So the Goonies sequel has been confirmed, and this will be coming to us pretty soon. No plot details and no director are attached to the project just yet, but I'm definitely curious to see how this will look like and what we're gonna get. So The Odyssey has revealed the first look at the film, with seeing Christopher Nolan's big film being brought to life with Matt Damon, as you can see right here. And it also had some new announcements for the cast, so we'll talk about that as well in a bit. But we see here Matt Damon as Odysseus, the mythical Greek hero who spends a decade trying to return home after the Trojan War. This film also has Tom Holland, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Lupita Nyong'o, Benny Safdie, Charlize Theron. You also have John Bernthal, John Leguizamo, Elliot Page, and just recently got announced we have Mia Goth as well as Corey Hawkins. So I'm open for it. So we'll see what happens. But we have just learned as well that Natasha Lyonne will be starring in a new comedy horror called Basket Full of Heads. This comes from Deadline. It will be directed by Anna Lily Amirpour, who did A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, one of my favorite vampire films of the last, I don't even know. But it is from the author Joe Hill, who did The Black Phone. And it says, in Basket Full of Heads, June Branch, a young woman trapped with 4 cunning criminals who have snatched her boyfriend for deranged reasons of their own. Now she must put up the fight of her life with the help of an impossible 8th century Viking axe that can pass through a man's neck in a single swipe and leave the severed head still conscious and capable of supernatural speech. I am ready for this, so let's see what this is gonna be. But Amirpour said, I'm very excited to team up with the wickedly funny and brilliant Natasha Lyonne to adapt this comic into a film. We're going to bring to life a new type of anti-hero who gets pulled into a bizarre adventure and unleashes something inside her and turns her life inside out. It's going to be darkly funny, surreal, and bloody as hell. I'm there. Sam Raimi's new film Send Help, starring Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, is set for release a whole year from now in January 30th, 2026. Rachel McAdams, Dylan O'Brien, Dennis Haysbert, and Chris Pang are going to be in the film, and it says it is a survival horror thriller about 2 colleagues, O'Brien and McAdams, who become stranded on a deserted island, the only survivors of a plane crash. On the island, they must overcome past grievances and work together to survive, but ultimately it's a battle of wills and wits to make it out alive. I don't know. Freddy vs. Jason, Friday the 13th. Writers here could be good. So we have also learned that Luca Guadagnino's After the Hunt, which stars Julia Roberts, Ayo Edebiri, and Andrew Garfield, will be releasing in October. I possibly can see it now having a release at TIFF. I mean, we did have Queer last year at TIFF, so this would make sense. The film is an intense dramatic thriller about a college professor played by Robert who finds herself at a personal and professional crossroads when a star pupil played by Edebiri levels an accusation against one of her colleagues played by Garfield, and a dark secret from her own past threatens to come to light. Sounds good. So I'll be seated for the next Guadagnino as well. Borderline is the next film starring Samara Weaving, and a teaser trailer has been released. The film says a violent sociopath, Paul, played by Ray Nicholson, escapes from a mental hospital and embarks on a dangerous rampage. His target, Sophia, played by Weaving, a world-famous pop star, and as an obsessive fan, he takes Sophia hostage in her own home, delusionally believing they're getting married. Paul is desperate to prove his dedication, but Sophia's just trying to survive the night. As Paul grows more unhinged, his fantasy becomes more dangerous. With the help from her loyal bodyguard, played by Eric Dane, Sophia must fight not only for her life, but for her sanity, and escape the sinister grip of the stalker and his growing group of accomplices. So it looks pretty fun. It looks like a very zany horror film, and it comes out March 14th, so it's pretty much almost here. So if you missed Dead Mill, which is a movie I highly suggest, I do have a review video coming out for it. It is coming to Shudder on April 2025. The film is one of those movies that feels very lo-fi and almost 80s Midwest. That's what's being called. In the film, it says, on a desolate Midwestern county road, a bound man crawls towards a remote postal box, managing to slide a bloodstained plea for help message into the slot before a panicking figure closes in behind him. A note makes its way to the desk of Jasper, a seasoned dead letter investigator at a 1980s Midwestern post office. As he begins to piece together the letter's origins, it leads him down a violent, unforeseen path to a kidnapped keyboard engineer and his eccentric business associate. So it's very, very much so a movie I suggest, April 18th. So we did get a new trailer for the new Until Dawn movie, which showcases a little bit more about what exactly is going to be happening here, and I think it's definitely one worth checking out for sure. Our final piece of news is that Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Sophie Thatcher, is in talks to star in season 2 of the Amazon series. So we did know that Mark Eidelstein from Anora will be in season 2, and now it's being said that Sophie Thatcher is close to being cast into it. Billie Eilish had been approached for the female lead before, but she is currently too busy for it. We'll see if Sophie Thatcher is attached or not. But that is all the news I have for you today. Make sure you check out our video on Yellow Jackets, on The White Lotus, on Severance. We also have a Sundance video with some of the films that got acquired coming out. Don't miss out on all the stuff you love in pop culture, and I'll see all of you next time. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell. Follow us wherever you can, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, or any of that stuff. I'll see you all next time. Stay safe, stay positive.